So Gaffer, we return to action tomorrow as we travel to the Hive to take on Barnet. It's been 20 days since we last played against Aldershot here. I bet the players are ready and raring to go.
Yeah, I said it prior to the Woolstone game about chomping at the bit. You can see in training that, listen, you can train as much as you want. You always want to play games of football. And got a great opportunity live on the box against Barnet on Saturday. So for us, we've worked on a lot of stuff that we feel that we can improve on. We spoke about the stuff that we feel that we're doing well. It's also given an opportunity for the boys that have been in the injury room to get back. So we go to Barnet, full fit squad, raring and ready to go.
So they've struggled a form of late. They haven't won a game in their last 9 fixtures. But Tim Flowers is now in the building. And obviously you're fully aware of what Tim brings to the table after his time at Solihull. Are you expecting a reaction?
I'm just going on what he did with Mark Yates at Solihull, that he will get them well organised and well drilled. You can already see in the games in terms of his first game at Dorking, there's bits that he's implemented and you can see it in them, as opposed to the game against Chesterfield, the game against Woolstone, where Peter Beadle had his sayers, and it's probably a little bit more expansive than what Tim would like. Tim's a fantastic manager, done a great job at Solihull, understands what he wants and how about getting that done in terms of his organisational side. So yeah, listen, they're going to be tough. They got personnel in their ranks that can cause us problems. You still got James Dunn, you still got Loach, you still got Harry Taylor. I know Wes Fonguk's just done his ACL, but Mason Ephraim Clark, they're personnel that played a massive part in the playoffs last year for Barnet. So they're still heavily involved in it. They brought in the likes of Ben Nugent, Bynum Williams, Jack Connors, new one in Miles Judd from Orient. Have they gelled yet? Possibly not. Has the 2 COVID cases not assisted that? Possibly. So I reckon in 2-3 weeks' time, when he probably gets a bit more personnel that favours his way of playing, his system, I think they can be a decent side in the National League.
So it's a local rivalry, live on BT Sport. But as the game approaches, there's obviously that disappointment that the fans won't be in the stadium. I know we talk about it a lot, but I just want to touch on it again in respect of when we travelled to the Hive last season. I mean, I'm not sure I've seen a Wood travelling support like that before. And obviously that comes with disappointment. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I have to say, I think it's up there with probably the best away days since I've been manager here. We've had some great moments here, being Southend, being Blackpool, being Halifax. I know minus the fans with Southend and Halifax, but in terms of an away day, yeah. And to go 1-0 down and play the manner in which we played, I felt that we was slightly off it first half, and then spoke to the boys, addressed it, and I felt the boys were fantastic the second half. And then to go and take the lead and to see the eruption from the away stand was fantastic. But they didn't stop. We went a goal down early on and they were still cheering, still chanting, and the boys responded to that. And to not have them in the building in a derby, I think it will play a part. It will play a part. The fact that the cameras are there will probably assist in terms of the boys knowing that the fans can watch. But again, yeah, you see us with Aldershot and the last 2-3 minute winner, the rapport between the players and the fans. And yeah, football's all about fans. Football's all about having that relationship and having that momentum with your group and your club. So to not having them at the Hive on Saturday is disappointing, but that's what it's been this year. And like I said, we can only control what we can control, and we need to ensure we set the tempo and the atmosphere within our dressing room to ensure that we're right on it come Saturday.
So just touching on that rivalry, obviously there's a few players from both sides that have played for the opposition teams, whether it be Inny Effiong, Mo Fowl and Jack Connors, who have all been in your dressing rooms at one point or another, or Tom Champion when he was at Barnet. Will that add an added extra to the game?
Dave Stevens to that, Shaq Coulter to that. So yeah, you're saying you got 3 and 3. Listen, it is a derby. They've been good, tight affairs recently. You look at the time before when Bradley Ash nicked the winner in, nicked a late penalty to take 1-1, and then the 2 draws last year. But they're very competitive games of football, and there's a slight edge. But I've spoken to my group, there's got to be a control to their aggression. I want them to understand that it is a derby. They're 6-7 mile up the road now, and obviously if they're still at Underhill, it would be 1.5 miles up the road, so it'd be even closer. But for us, we need to ensure we're on it. We need to ensure that we're starting where we left off, because we're 5 wins in 5, and we want to start the year like we did last year, and we want to continue what we've done in terms of recent weeks. And I honestly believe the boys are chomping at the bit, and I honestly believe that they're raring to go, and I'm looking forward to watching them and to see them continue the work they've done in recent weeks to ensure the positivity remains and look to get a positive result come Saturday evening.
So obviously Millwall comes in a week's time. Is there been emphasis put on don't taking your eye off the ball this week in regards to Barnet and get the job done before we then turn our attention, our focus to Millwall?
No disrespect to Millwall. Millwall's a side salad. We've worked in the last 3-4 weeks as a management team, win the next game. And that's all it's been about, because you're in a period now that you don't know when your next game coming. It's Thursday today and we don't know whether there's going to be a case outbreak at ours or theirs. You never know. So in terms of that, we just got to focus on what we're doing in terms of win the next game, be prepared. And that focus is fully on Barnet. We've done the work today. We'll do the work again tomorrow to find the details in terms of where we feel we can exploit them, their set pieces for and against. And then we go there with no stone unturned. And we've got a squad that's very competitive. We're looking to bring a couple in the next few days and add to what we've already got in the building. But what we have available for us to go to Barnet Saturday, I honestly believe that if we start positive, we can get a result come 7 p.m. on Saturday evening.
So we're sat here, it's January 1st, 2021, usually a day where people set their resolutions, their targets and their aims for the year to come. What does 2021 look like for Boreham and yourself?
Continue that upward curve, because I've been in now 15 years. And year on year, the chairman says it's small steps, small steps, small steps. Some years there's slightly bigger steps. When you see the pitch go down, when you see the Astro go down, when you see the stand go in and the change room go in, you'd probably spread that sort of workload over 4 or 5 years. That was done over a 2-3 year period. So continue the small steps, the upward curve. The beautiful thing is we're on all fronts, and that's probably the first time that I've had that luxury being a manager, that we're in the 3rd round of the FA Cup, last 32 of the FA Trophy, and we're just outside the playoffs with a potentially 2 wins that propels us up to 5th, 6th in the league. So I won't get ahead of ourselves, this dressing room won't get ahead of ourselves, the club most definitely won't get ahead of itself, but for me it's continue working together, enjoy working with my colleagues and the chairman and Charlie to ensure that the environment and the atmosphere has been what it's been in the last year, because for me, I love this club, I love the personnel in it, I love the dressing room, and I honestly believe, I said it from the offset, this dressing room can achieve something this year. And if we continue to really work hard and work smart, we'll have a right go.